Jeez. We're live, baby. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another beautiful stream. Welcome back to another beautiful day, chat. Today, we're going to be continuing the grind, doing a little bit of shenanigans, if you will. Sorry, I'm a little late. I'm almost done with the video. I thought I was gonna get it done today, but I still have a tiny few things that I need to handle, and I could have spent another hour to knock it out, but then we would have been starting around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that's too late. So we'll finish it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning will be release of the video. Hey, what's up, Bean? How you doing, man? Beautiful. Let me tell the Discord. Alrighty. You put on the juice. I'm chilling, knocked out a bunch of homework today so I can go out with the lady this weekend without needing to worry about classwork. Jeez, that's awesome. Oh yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoy your time. I don't have a lady though, you know what I'm saying? My closest lady is this Dabarooski, but I'm about to run out of this Dabarooski. But you know what? This weekend, we work at the dispensary for one final weekend. This may be the final weekend working at the dispensary. The reason why I say maybe is because next weekend I'm technically supposed to work on Saturday, but I'm hoping to get it released. I'm hoping they can hook me up and release it. The Dabra's so good to you though. She really is. She treats me right. But you know what? You know, I was actually contemplating on taking a break from smoking. But honestly don't know if I'm gonna be able to, just be real. Pardon me now, brother. Jeez. Jeez. Have they done more advertising for this game yet at all? Steam charge shows this at a bad decline again. Doesn't look too good for them. Kind of sucks because the game is had so much potential. Let's pull up Steam charts. We'll look at it up. Alrighty. So the Steam charts. Overall, I wish we can get I wish we could like zoom into this. Alright, so March, I don't know, 31st or whatever the fuck, it was about 227. Then April 7th, it started to grow. April 21st, around here was the peak. late April was the peak. And then April, May, June, about a month to about half. And then it died slowly in season 1. And then basically season 2, season 3 were just dead the whole time. And then now we're here. I wouldn't say from looking at this that the game is dying. I would say that, you know, the game's had a healthy average the entire time. But around the February 3rd was like the launch of TBC. So everything was fun until like the launch of TBC. And since then, we've had a lower peak. Like we've lost like 400 players from that peak. 800 to 1100, about 300 to 400. And we haven't been able to break that peak. And then for the past 4 days, 1, 2, 3, and today, it's slightly lower than the average, because the average I think was 500, but now it's at 400. It does suck, you know, but I'm not worried about it. If you and I are stressful about the game succeeding or not succeeding, and we're just players, then I would imagine the devs who were part of Blizzard, who have 14 to 15 years of experience, they themselves are also stressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to be hellish more stressed than we are if we are stressed ourselves. But I'm not worried about it. The game in itself is fun. The combat in itself is fun. The graphics in itself is great. The biggest problem of this game is that there's not enough players. But there's not enough players because there's not enough marketing. All they gotta do is, I don't know, maybe they just gotta get a loan from somebody or an investor or somebody so they can properly market the game once it's ready. But maybe they don't think it's ready yet. Do you think the game's ready? Honestly, I feel like the game's great. I don't think it's ready. Ready will mean that it needs a search bar. It needs the auto sort in the bank. It needs to revamp and rechange the whole UI. It needs the console. It needs, like, maybe they're not doing marketing until console release. Because the game's not perfect yet. You and I may think this game's incredible. You and I may think this game's great. But maybe they don't think it's perfect yet. And they're trying to wait for it to be perfect, which the closest time would be on console release. Maybe that's when they're going to market it. I have no idea. All I do know is that I'm enjoying myself. You know what I'm saying? The game's fun. I'm enjoying the combat of the paladin. As a content creator, I've slowed down a lot more in my time playing the game now, but I've been making videos and working on videos, and I have a lot of videos lined up. Like, I'm not worried about the game failing at all. Like, I can't logically point to anything that makes this game give me the vibe that it's going to die. It just does. It's just no logical thing I could point to. Right, this game never reached 50,000 player concurrent or 100,000 players playing it. Like, it's never reached like this height. So there's millions or hundreds of thousands of players who do not even know this game exists. So we haven't even tapped into that market yet. Like, we haven't even done the proper marketing. So with that said, you can't necessarily claim that the game is dying because it hasn't even been seen yet. But the game in itself is good. The graphics in itself are good. The devs working on the game are experienced. So I'm not worried about it. Like Assassin's Creation, I never really got into it because their very first open playtest, no sé qué pinga, was $500. Right? You had to pay $500 to get into the game. Then years later, they drop it down to $150. Then years later, they drop it down to $50 on the Steam. But throughout this, there was already drama and videos being made on YouTube. So it was like, it was constant, you know, negative shit. Then you looking to see who was working on the company and you find out that their CEO's never made a game before, has never had any history. Like, I'm not worried about it. I'll be worried about it the day that they make an announcement. Hey, sorry, the game's gonna get shut down in like a week or something. Thanks for coming, or whatever the fuck it is. Then at that point, I'd be worried, because then I gotta go back to World of Warcraft. But I'm not worried about it. Like, the games in itself is good. The combat in itself is good. Graphically, everything is good. It's just, I just wish there was more players. But if there were more players here, there might be some things that's annoying. Sure, we'd have a consistent player base, but there's some things that would be annoying, like the small things. They got to do a lot of quality of life changes and a lot of small things. The most recent quality of life change was that stamina change. I was watching a lot of content creators play the game, and it was their first time, and I would be watching them stam out and then talk about how like it was clunky or whatever, but it was because they were constantly stamming out, not knowing the sheath mechanic or whatever. But now that they reduced it by 50%, you rarely run out of stamina. As a new player, you'll probably still run out of stamina sometimes, but you're not going to run out of stamina by just running with your weapon out. Also, 300k is just a number I came up with. Could be less, could be 150k for a full 7 days Twitch sponsors non-stop. Zarya in sorts. Well, possibly. But Kevin, don't you worry that eventually they can't keep paying salaries with the player base? Hold on. I'm not aware of how much it's needed. Let me just fucking ask the all-knowing God. If I were to have a game that's being worked on 30 people, being worked on by 30 people, and released to Steam, what would be a healthy player count with a bare minimum to survive? There's no fixed player count that keeps a 30-person studio alive. What matters is revenue per month. Average total cost per employee is 6,000 to 10K a month. Let's say it's 8K a month times 30 at office, 250K to 250K a month. Let's do 300K a month at a working number. If your game costs $20, if you receive $14 per sale, you cover 300K a month. That's 21 to 25 copies every month to survive. That is not easy. What does that mean in a player count? Concurrent estimate, not total players, typical conversion, concurrent players 10 to 40 daily active viewers, concurrent players to 100 to 200 monthly active users. Okay, so we're still fine. Steam charts show concurrent players, not total players. Typical conversion, concurrent player, am I misreading this? Concurrent players, 20 to 40 daily active users, and concurrent players needs to have 100 to 200 through monthly users. You'd likely need, so if you want 150 MAU, I don't know what the fuck that is, you'd likely need 1,000 to 3,000 concurrent players consistently. That's roughly the bare minimum survival multiplayer population for a 30-person team. Below that, it's very hard unless you are already made a huge profit at launch. You have outside funding, team size shrinks post-launch. So I guess we start worrying about it if they start firing more people. But I don't think they're firing. Didn't we last year that they're hiring more? What level cooking you got? 3. I got max cooking. And we still don't got a game. The issue with Twitch advertising is that only people that frequent Twitch and the ads will see it. They need something able to do a large audience, website banners and shit of that nature. They need to have big content creators to stream this game on either YouTube or Twitch. I imagine those would be the best ways to get the game visually out there. But to do this, they should also do it on Steam Free Weekend. Having a big content creator play the game, you know, for example, on the launch of 1.0, it wouldn't have had this amount of success that all of us have wanted. We're being impatient. Okay, the best way to do it would be for the Steam Free Weekend, which is most likely going to happen next season. And this Steam Free Weekend, comboed with at least one big content creator, will have thousands of players to play for free, because the difference between this season and season 1 is season 1 was a free weekend. That was like the biggest difference in marketing. We still had streamers come here, we still had people play the game, you know, they still had their videos promoted on YouTube, but the biggest difference was the Steam Free Weekend. So with the Steam Free Weekend hopefully coming next season, they will be able to promote the game with the content creators and videos. And with the Steam Free Weekend, many new players will come try it out for free. And then after a week, whatever, when that shit shuts off, then they got to spend $25 to get the game. And I imagine many players will get hooked at that point. And you just get the negative parts of that whole prompt response. That's wild. It's basically said that 1K per month if you sold 25K copies of the game. Yes, so they already sold 25K copies of the game, I believe. Might even be less. Might even be like 15K or some shit. I don't fucking know the exact amount. But if you look online, it said supposedly they sold like 150K copies. I don't know if that's accurate or not. But like I said, I'm not worried about the game. Like we don't have any like idea how they stand financially speaking, but I imagine they would be like, once we start seeing them lay off people, or once we start seeing them, I don't know how else would they fucking make money. I don't know, like they start shutting down more servers or some shit like that. Like, I don't know, at that point, then I feel like they're trying to cut costs, but I don't see that being the case right now. Currently, they're looking for a build engineer. Oh, nice. The current players are gonna go happy when the count increases and bully the head out of them. Well, hopefully by then, you know, the game needs an MMR system, right? If like with the game not having an MMR system, sweats are always playing with the casuals. I feel like there should be no MMR system attached to the extractions, but there should be an MMR system attached to the arena. So individuals can play the extractions or play the PvE, whatever the fuck it is, and get the gear. And then whenever they get the gear, then they can go into the arena and PvP, and they'll be PvPing against people of their equal skill. And this would allow individuals to have their wins and whatever the fuck if they want to have that fake ass dopamine, but it will still allow them to enjoy themselves. And as they push their rank, then you know, they start fighting against harder and harder players. And hopefully they even have a rank mode where we can gamble our gear. We've been asking for that for quite some time as well. Now, laying off is for the studio to close, not the game to close. I believe they will reuse some assets and pivot to a different version of the game. You think somehow, some way, they're just gonna change direction entirely and just start working on a different game? That doesn't make any sense. What game is this? Are you the same archivist that? Yes, I'm the same archivian that plays Season Discovery. But too bad it's dead. What game is this? This is called Elderguard. It's like an MMO extraction type of game. New World had the New World at the end had over 50k players and they shut it down because too much profit. No, because not too much profit with the Game Pass and skins. Yeah, but that's because they're creating an MMO. And the amount of money it takes to create an MMO is insane. It's like, it's arguably the most costliest type of game that you can make. Like, it's a whole, you're basically creating a whole ass world. Not just, you know, some instances or dungeons or whatever the fuck it is. You're creating a whole world with thousands of different creatures and animations of these creatures and thousands of different types of gear and cosmetics and mounts and, like, you know. The reason why World of Warcraft has been able to survive for this long and RuneScape has been able to survive for this long is because they have a monthly subscription. There's never been an MMO. Well, how's Guild Wars 2? Is Guild Wars 2, is that a subscription? Guild Wars 2 free? But Guild Wars 2 has a shit ton of cosmetics as well. I don't know. Guild Wars 2 monthly subscription. Guild Wars 2 does not require a monthly subscription, offering a free-to-play base game with optional one-time purchases for expansions. Players can enjoy full, massive open world without paying or buy expansions for added content, mounts, elite specializations. The game operates on a buy-to-play model with operation or optional, purely cosmetic or convenience items available in the cash shop. Jeez, well that's good. That's awesome. I wouldn't mind paying $5 monthly for Elderguard. I wouldn't mind paying $5 monthly, but it comes down at the end of the day, where does my money go? Right? I've been spending $15 a month for World of Warcraft for 20 years, and in the end, I wanted to. You know, I've always been wondering where's my money go because the game still has bots, it still has gold sellers, it still has cheaters. They're still selling me a shit ton of the coolest mounts and the coolest skins on the auction, or sorry, on the fucking store, and they're selling me gold tokens or tokens I can sell for gold in the store. Like where's my money going if they're already making a shit ton of money and the game continues to be bad, right? But if they start off having a $5 subscription, there's gonna be some individuals who'd be upset about it. I'm not gonna be one of them. I'd start bitching, complaining if I give them my $5 a month and the game just progressively gets worse. So it's kind of good. Yeah, Season Discovery was one of their best versions of the game that they've launched in a long time. But that reminded me, like towards the end, it reminded me that Blizzard doesn't give a fuck. They don't care about their players' perspective. They don't care about us. They don't give a shit. You know, they do whatever the fuck they want to do. And even though a lot of players who were playing Season Discovery were saying that this is one of the best versions of World of Warcraft, they still basically shut it down. They said, all right, thanks for the ride. Thanks for coming out. We're going to use everything we've learned and just start working on the future of Classic Plus. You know, quote, let us cook. Which is just crazy work. Because they could have just continued to add on to Season Discovery, continue to develop Season Discovery, continue to use Season Discovery as a playtest where they can try out things and fix things and all that type of shit where they can get feedback with players, but that's not the direction they went. They'd rather have no communication, no feedback, no anything, and they just create what they think is best, and then we just have to hope that it's good. I wouldn't mind paying $20 a month even. I'm not going to pay $20 a month for this. I'm not gonna, no, I'm not paying $25. I don't care how good this game is. I'm not paying $20 a month. I'm not paying $15 a month for World of Warcraft. Like, no, that's stupid. $5 a month, I'd pay for this. This is how RuneScape started. RuneScape was like $5 a month. And it was an optional thing, too. But to be fair, Members World has always been a huge thing. But I don't know. What's up, Cuggy? Retail is garbage. Blizzard has been lazy for so long. I've been playing since vanilla, and this is the least hype expansion I've seen. Well, I've been playing since vanilla as well, like the ass end of vanilla, and TBC's been released too many times now. to the point where it just doesn't excite me at all. If it was for free, sure. No, if Blizzard allowed us to play their version on their platform for free, and then they could just sell us, you know, shit on the store, like, you know, tokens, whatever the fucking boosts and all that shit, I'd be totally cool with that. But the fact that they're charging us $15 a month is crazy work. Who are you talking to? I don't see any messages on chat on YouTube. You double streaming. I'm talking to myself, big dog. Nah, brother, I'm talking to Twitch. You don't see YouTube chat on YouTube or Twitch chat on YouTube? Oh, you're on the shorts version, aren't you? Oh yeah, the YouTube shorts, there's no messages, but Twitch chat, yes. Or sorry, YouTube, the official video. I'm streaming on YouTube both ways. You know, shorts and the video. And if you're on the actual video portion, it shows the chat. The shorts, I don't want to put it on there because there's it'd be a lot of shit on the screen. Streaming early? Yeah, brother. Main issue, in my opinion, new players play the game playing PvE map after they've maxed out. They go into PvP maps and all the sweats destroy them. That's why we need an MMR system. If this game had an MMR system, it would feel a lot better because individuals, and I don't feel like the extraction should have the MMR. The extraction should be an open world experience, bad players, good players, everybody just hangs out and you choose PvP, you choose PvE maps. But if you know, once the players get their gear, like if they just play PvE maps all day and then they farm the gear from the PvE, they can then go into the arena of where they can fight people with their equal MMR or around their same skill level. That would be incredible for the game. Because right now, individuals will play the PvE map. We're going from one problem to the next problem to the next problem. Before, the problem was players would come into this game and they would play the extractions and they would just get deleted by sweats because they weren't able to play on the PvE maps. Right? They would just constantly get deleted because it was only PvP maps. So as we're fighting a wolf, figuring out what their left click does, here comes some asshole just deleting him, right? So a lot of people quit then. Now, they fixed that problem by adding the PvE maps. PvE maps is allowing players to now play the game at their own pace without being harassed by other players and allowing players, you know, play for a decent amount of time. So now that these individuals are playing a decent amount of time and they figured out how the game is now, they finally able to play the game, they kill all the creatures, they finally get purples and legendary gear, they then bring this gear into the arenas and then it's back to where they were at square one, where they're just getting deleted by the sweats. Like they don't even have a chance, they struggle because they don't even know what the fuck they're doing most of the time. So it would be better if they, you know, fix this problem now by adding the MMR so that casuals will be able to run into other casuals or other individuals who are poo-poo tier, you know, in the arena. Like that would be incredible. But there's like it's very hard to implement this when the game has a low player count right now because they haven't done a huge thing of mass marketing yet. So they gotta like, I'm hoping this is the play. Okay, I'm hoping they implement the MMR, they implement all these quality of life changes, and they get it all ready for the launch of next season. And I'm hoping next season, the biggest change isn't the witch class. The biggest change would be the Karth map, okay? If they are able, okay, hear me out. If they're able to create the quality of life changes, the bank auto sort, the search bar in the bank, the UI changes, the MMR for arenas, and the Karth map, if they have all this prepared for next season and they combo this up with the Steam sale free weekend, then that would be an insane, that would be like the like, you know, the absolute Goldilocks perfect spot to do it. But all those things would have to align. Ninety percent of the players have 120 plus hours, and 10% of the new ones, and they will almost never run into a new player. Well, that's because we have a low player count now, but even if all 500 of us were all sweats, every single one of us was all in the top 1%, whenever the game finally blew up with thousands of players, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, it would only be a fraction of the overall player base. What's up, Gaming with Jason? I won 2 keys. I won 2 keys giving it to friends who's playing on only PvP in all of the games, and they hated it because it was too hard. So you have at least to invest 50 plus hours into a game to understand how it really works. Slash matchup. Well, yes, this game's got a high skill ceiling for PvP. You know, this isn't really a PvP game like Call of Duty or some shit where even like anybody could just pick up a controller and after 20 minutes they can finally kill somebody by just hitting him in the head by accidentally, right? This will be their aim like all over the screen, and they wouldn't see, they'd be trying to land the headshot, and then boom, finally they accidentally landed the headshot. Like, sure, like that's not these games not gonna really be for those individuals, but still, it's got the PvE and the combat itself, where even some of those individuals would still enjoy it. Then whenever they go to PvP, they're not going to enjoy it now because it's still sweaty PvP. But if it had an MMR system, then they would still probably win a lot of the times because they'd be fighting against other people who are bad. And even if they want the PvP, my 2 buddies and I run trios and they're literally empty. Yes, because there's not a lot of people do trios. Both are great. It's fantastic. We basically do that weekly. It's the only good content left unless you want to wait 8 minutes for arena queues. Again, because no one does 3v3s. Like, I'm in queue for arenas and 3v3s. No one does 3v3s because it's only one sweat team that just deletes everybody. You got Yak, Rakan, and Modus Monster all inside the same group, just deleting the entire fucking player base. And people just don't enjoy that. Run to the same team over and over and over and over and over again. Nobody does 3s because it's dog shit. 1v1s, which is going to happen in 5 minutes, is a lot more populated. That's for sure. But that's because there's a lot more solo players than there are duos or trios in every fucking game. When people purchase games, they purchase it for themselves. They don't always purchase it for their friends or a group of people. Some people do, but the vast majority of individuals purchase games and play games by themselves. Are you an East or West player? I'm East. Miss watching your Paladin shorts on SOD. Appreciate you, brother. I'll be releasing a lot of Paladin videos with this game. I just personally believe that the Paladin PvP, or at least the PvP in general in this game, is just far better than World of Warcraft. Like, I just don't care about WoW PvP anymore. Can we scrim? I'm a full purple warrior. Scrim? Like, what do you mean? Like, queue for the arena? I'm about to queue for the arena in like 4 minutes with 1v1. Social? Well, I'm about to queue for the arenas in 4 minutes. You can queue for the arenas as well. How about a console release would increase the player count too? A console release would be a big day for the game for sure. But we're just hoping the game gets damn near perfect. I played in the start of early access and I refunded it again because of performance. You played in the start of early access? What do you mean, like a year ago? If we really have 400 players a day or more, why do you always meet the same people in the PvP maps? Because there's not a lot of people who PvP. Most players are PvE. They're on the PvE maps. If you go to the PvE maps, you will find a lot of players. But we got 2 minutes left in this PvE map. That's fine. We'll just show you later. Like earlier today, I was playing PvE maps to getting footage for the video that I'm working on. And when you go to the extract, if you just, when you load into a game, just run straight to the extract. Run straight to the extract and spectate, and you will see I saw 15 players in my lobby. It was consistently over 10 players in every PvE map. PvP maps, there was like 1, 2 other people in there. But that's because the game's got a high skill ceiling, and they're just scared to lose their gear to a sweat. If the game had MMR, that'd be great. But I saw you a few days ago and I bought the game, didn't realize it was the same game before I saw. I already had time in it. Yeah, brother. Now I got 9 hours in 2 days. You're enjoying it? Oh yeah, I forgot a route of keys. Okay, and then delete that one. Okay, perfect. I had to remove the keys from the title because we ran out of keys. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's go for arenas. I really enjoy the game. It's so much better now. I just feel like that. I just feel like even though people queue up for teams, they just play solo and don't want to cooperate. Well, true. But, you know, I believe it'll get better over time. Tap check. Oh, look who's back. What's up, Tech Lord? You coming back to be emotional again today? Sad because I love this game, but I really don't want to. I really don't see it going forward unless a miracle happens. Because unless a miracle happens, why? How come? How could you love it? How could you love it, but you don't see that it's good enough? You know what I'm saying? It's like saying I love your music, I love listening to this artist, but I don't think this artist is good enough to grow. So then, do you love it or do you not love it? So I personally love this game. Why? Because of multiple things. The combat, the graphics, the style, the structure. Even the devs who work on it do a very good job on it. So there's nothing I could point to. It just unfortunately doesn't have a high player count. But that doesn't give me a reason to believe that the game's going to fail or die, because the game's obviously good because I'm enjoying it myself. I don't think it needs a miracle. Dark and Darker is going to need a miracle to survive, because it's a free-to-play game that has lost majority of its player base, has already reached peaks of 50,000 players concurrent, and you know now they're down to like 8K. Sure, the game's still alive, but for like how much longer? You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in this game, we just haven't been discovered yet. Like, we should be worried if there was nothing in the horizon for us to look forward to. Right? If this was the season that they launched and they finished everything in the dev roadmap, the console release, the Karth map, all the classes, and everything that they said they're going to implement, and then we're at 300 players and there's no marketing, then we'd be like, okay, well, then we're fucked. But what I feel like we're hearing is we're just being impatient. Like, the game still has console release. It still has the Karth map to come out. It still hasn't gotten the Witch class. These are all things that we know are coming. Like, they're not gonna just... Like, these things aren't gonna not come to the game before they shut it down. Big damage. I will explain them. He loves the game, but the game doesn't have the player base to sustain the gameplay he loves. Oh yeah. Problem is that the game has went through this many times and it fails every single one. I feel this way also. This season is already, if you just look at the numbers, this season's already performing far better than any previous season. Like, it's not player peak. Like, the player peak isn't the end all be all. Who gives a shit about the player peak? Right? Player retention is arguably more or at least equally important. And the player retention has absolutely retained a lot better than any previous season. Is he in white gear? Yeah, I think he was in white gear. Absolute worst day, Darker Darker has more players than the best day. Yes, because they did an insane mass marketing campaign. We haven't done a mass marketing campaign. But instead of being a player count or a view count Andy is what they call it, you know, saying, oh, this content creator or that game's got to be better because they have more viewers or whatever. That's a weird way to look at things. You should judge it by the content that is actually being done, being produced. If you play this game, Dark and Darker, and you play this game, Eldegard, in your opinion, which one would you have? Which one would you enjoy? Which one would you feel like is more fun? Excluding the number count, personally, I feel like Eldegard is not only better, but leagues better than Dark and Darker. Unfortunately, Dark and Darker's got a higher player count, but that doesn't, in my eyes, say that the game is better because the game's not better. It just has more players. Lots of getting experience through Arena. It would be nice if you can get experience through Arena. It's performing better in terms of retention, but the whole point of 1.0 was to bring more eyes to the game, and it hasn't happened. Don't you agree? No, the whole point of 1.0 was to launch the official game, not necessarily getting eyes in the game. That's you have no control on the eyes or players who come to your game. You only have control of the things that you do, which is you making the game. And they launching 1.0 was them just launching the game. There not being enough players is unfortunate, but that's not what their goal was. The goal, if they were doing that, then they would have just done a mass market campaign, having a shit ton of streamers and all this shit come to the game, which you know they haven't done that. But we also know that they're trying to get console release. So it could be that the reason why they haven't done the mass marketing campaign is because they're waiting for the console to be official, or to be released. The console is one of the biggest things this game's gonna get. It's also missing the Karth map. People, like, if you think about it, people don't get excited when a new class comes. Some people do, right? Some people were excited when the Paladin was released. Some people are excited when the Wizard was released. Some people are gonna be excited when the Witch is released. But this isn't the overall player count, right? If Karth gets released, this is going to be exciting for majority of the player base because everyone is going to have a new map, a new content for them to experience. Try to dodge. Oof, nice catch. Oh, my hammer's on cooldown. Pull my hammer. Stop his healing. Nice, he knocks me down. He stamped out. Come on. No way. I thought I had my hammer. Fuck. That's so stupid you can cast it like that with just an instant tap. Come here, Barry. Oh, he's behind me. He did it again. He stepped out. He did. Oh, damn it. Oh, I think I almost hit him with that. Come on, Barry. Accept your fate. Oh, okay. No, I missed. Come on, damn it. Does this? Jeez, Gadoo. Ark literally said before launch, if the game didn't reach 2K players, that he would admit that he was wrong about the game. I should have clipped it. You should have clipped it, because I do not believe that's what I said. What I said was, if the game doesn't break its 3.6K peak, I'm gonna be sad. But that's not the end-all be-all, because you should also find this, if you watch that, in that same clip, where I said that the retention is the more important thing. I didn't care if the game got to 10K if by the middle of it, I was already down to 1,000 players. This game, you cannot disagree. It's obvious. You can prove, you can literally look on the Steam charts that this game has more retention than any previous season. Brother. The Tech Lord, with you being so upset and ornery and disliking the game so much, why do you still find yourself back in this community and on the game? Like, I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Why can't you move on? Did you just fall off? I think you did fall off. They're crying again every day. Like, who gives a shit, Tech Lord? Like, who gives a fuck? If you don't like the game, then move on. If I like this game, why do you have to come here all the time and say, oh, your game's dying? Who gives a shit, big dog? Like, I don't give a fuck, but apparently you care more than I do. Just odd behavior, brother. We are blessed by the light. Like, you just want me to admit that I was wrong? Like, it's so cringe. Whoop, shit. Brother, I want you to stop moving the goalpost. What do you mean stop moving the goalpost? At the end of the day, okay, at the end of the day, if I'm enjoying myself, why does it fucking matter if I move the goalpost? Because I'm still enjoying myself. If you don't enjoy yourself, why can't you move on? Why are you being a weird individual trying to watch it from my lens? Like, why do you need, like, it's just, you're being weird. Who gives a fuck if I'm enjoying this game? If I'm the last person playing this game, who gives a shit? I don't understand your argument. Damn it. Like, you could just move on with your life, you know what I'm saying? But the fact that you find yourself in here all the time just to talk about it is just weird behavior, big dog. Fuck you, Barry. Jesus Christ. Do. Guys, if the gentleman's having fun with this game, why do they need to come here and bring your shitty energy to everyone? True. I'm not making an argument. I'm asking a question. Where is what we were promised? Who promised you what? All I'm seeing is me, a regular human being, making an opinion for a game that I'm enjoying, and you disagreeing with that opinion, and you coming in the stream every day trying to be negative because you dislike my opinion about the game that I play. You don't like the fact that I'm enjoying the game, so you're always talking about it, trying to talk about or give reasons why you don't like the game. Bitch, move on. I don't understand your argument. I haven't been here in a little 3 weeks. I know you haven't, yes. And you don't. You came back today, and this is your first conversation. You haven't been here in a while. Yes, you're correct. But every fucking day you have been here, this is your conversations. Are you not enjoying your life that you need to come back to this part of it? Like, I don't understand. Like, why can't you move on? It's depressing behavior, brother. Bro. Stop his healing. Come on, damn it. Blink. He didn't even blink. Nice. Oh, I thought it was a fucking clone. I just don't understand what your perspective is. If I'm enjoying something, why do you always gotta talk shit about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you yucking my yum all the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, you could just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm enjoying eating my cereal, and you're always like, brother, why are you eating that cereal? Brother, I don't understand why you're eating that cereal. You promised that if the cereal got cheaper in the future, you were gonna stop eating that dog shit cereal. Cocoa Pebbles is way better. Fuck your Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's way better. And then every day you just argue, combating me about how Cinnamon Toast is just better, or Cocoa Pebbles is better than fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Like, brother, let me eat my fucking cereal. If you don't like it, go to a different part of your fucking house or some shit where you don't have to see me eat this fucking cereal. But the fact that you just constantly just won't let me enjoy myself is just weird behavior. No way I missed that. You go up here? Brother. Brother. Brother, what the fuck? No! Oh my god, he's behind me. No! He's behind me. Brother. Come on, damn it. Oh, he's on the other fucking pillar. No way he missed that. Oh, he's so fucking lucky. Come on. No! Nice! Holy shit! Good duel. Holy shit! You're right. I get the message. I'm sure you'll have better luck in the Discord asking what the marketing is. You want to try it again? Maybe a little this time. Then we realize I can't play that song because we're live on YouTube, so it's probably gonna get copyrighted. That's unfortunate. Hey, since what? Hey, Ark, since I'm shitbag crybaby, can you shitbag crybaby with me? Though I know you having a good time. What the fuck's going on right now in chat? You prefer 1v1, 2v3, or 3v3? I prefer 1v1 hands down. No, it's not a Kanye song. We are blessed by the light. Yes, I come back to check on the game every once in a while and see it's doing worse, so I can't ask a question why. Well, that's not what you did. You were coming in here to try to attack individuals who were enjoying the game, basically saying how the game is dead. Don't be trying to be disingenuous. And there are other individuals, believe it or not, who come back and check the Discord and check the game. But would you believe it when I told you that none of these individuals come into my stream, not even once, let alone multiple times like yourself, to constantly have the same conversation every time you join the stream? You're the only one among other few people who do this, but there's hundreds of individuals I imagine will come and check the game to see how it's performing. But you and others get weird with it for whatever reason. Like, why do you gotta involve me with your search of if the game's getting better? Look, I'm enjoying my game, you know what I'm saying? Juice? That's not what I said at all. Don't put words in my mouth. My messages are still visible. Who put words in your mouth? What I just read? I read your message. What are you talking about? You said I'm actively trying to stalk shit people who turn on the game. Yes, this is your behavior for quite some time. Yes. Just because you're not enjoying your time, or you have people who disagree with your opinion, you attack them or try to, basically make them like hate their opinion. Basically, it's obnoxious behavior. Like, if you don't like the game, you could just move on with your life. You don't have to come to my stream and talk about the game all the time. You could just go play Call of Duty or beat your meat all day, whatever the fuck you prefer to do. You know what I'm saying? You just... Ark, who was this guy? Just some lonely troll that got banned from the Discord and is depressed. Tech Lord, how many hours do you have in the game, by the way? Can you just answer that question? How many hours do you have in the game? $990 hours. For one, not even 1,000 hours? Psh, what a fucking casual. Does the game have open world? Yes, there's like, well, not open world like an MMO in a sense. It's open world like an extraction where there's maps that you choose from and you're running around. You'll see other players farming mobs, killing creatures, living their life, doing quests. And you can choose to do PvE maps where you can find these players and do everything friendly, or you can do PvP maps where if you see these players, you can kill them. Quick explanation what it is. Basically an RPG extraction game where you pick a class, whatever class you want to play as, a warrior, priest, hunter, mage, paladin, rogue with witch coming out in the future. And you go into the maps and you can choose to have you can choose to play on PvE maps, or you can choose to play on PvP maps. You can go back and forth whenever you want. It's all connected. PvE maps have slightly less drop chance than PvP maps. PvE maps, you go in there, you kill creatures, you chop down trees, you mine ore, you fish, whatever, and you'll see players running around, doing their quests, killing creatures, living their lives. This game's got VoIP as well, so you can talk to them, talk shit, whatever. And then the PvP map is the same shit, except if you see a player, you can kill them, and then you can take their gear. It also has arenas, which is what we're doing right now. It's got a Mothog's Lair dungeon. It's got a social hub where you can just hang out and practice PvP or socialize and talk shit all day. And yeah, it's got leaderboards. How is the leaderboards? How are we doing? Third place, kind of dog shit. Modus has 200 higher than us. That's not suspicious at all. Is it World of Warcraft but modern? I'd say so. This game's so fucking good, I'm addicted. I'm glad you're enjoying it, man. I'm assuming this is beta. No, the beta was... This game was in early access for 1 year and was just released officially on the 21st. But we still got console release, and this is coming out in the future. You need to get rid of rotation nonsense. The only reason why the game has rotational maps is because of the limited players that we have in the game. They've already said that once the game begins to grow, they'll open the floodgates to allow us to choose whatever map we want to play on. But they have it like this so that our maps feel full. I'll have to check this out. I'd recommend it. It's a $25 game. So I definitely recommend it. Y'all want marketing? Go make some content. Takes less than 1,000 hours to do for sure. True. True. Let them know. It's not the jobs of the players to do that. No, it's the jobs of the content creators to do that because they're content creators, which is why I'm releasing videos, which is why Mike GTL is releasing videos. People don't make videos because to help market a game. People make videos because they enjoy the game and they feel like they have advice or tips that they can give for other people to, you know, get an upper hand or, you know, an understanding of the game or whatever. You juice? What do you like about Paladin? The fact that it's blessed by the light rhythm. It's got a hammer that I can throw and bring it back as if I'm the son of Thor. It's got a spear that I can launch like it has been blessed by Zeus himself. We can heal, we can bubble, we got cleanse. Players to make a video game they don't own for free. But players to market a video game they don't own for free? Well, I don't know who the fuck's gonna be doing that. Do you recommend going into shit gear to PvP? If your goal is to learn and get better at the game over time, then no, I would recommend you don't go in the gear. I would recommend you go in the game with no gear. Because your goal there would be to not get hit and hit them as many times as possible. And if you can kill them when you're in grays and they're in whites or greens or blues or purples, then you're doing very well. Good doing. This is how I started PvPing. I ran around Grays all the time, killing people in way higher gear than me, because my goal wasn't to win. My goal wasn't the gear. I didn't give a shit about this. I didn't mind losing. I just wanted to get better over time. And 2,000 hours later, I'm third in the leaderboards. So, you know, it's definitely... I've definitely improved over time. I still have a lot to improve. But I would recommend if you're trying to get better, PvP with no gear. And then just assume you're gonna die a lot. But if you can kill people while naked, you're doing very good. %9 of the streamers are obnoxious. Adriano's politically obsessed mongrel who cries on stream 24/7. He doesn't understand logic, and Tech Lord is a dunce head. Mike and Ark are great, however. Ark in particular copes on how busted Pally is, but Love Dog, hold on, wait a minute. Shots fired, calm down. I enjoyed the first part of that. Potential to get some money from doing something you enjoy, yeah, that's also a plus. If you think Paladin is busted, you suck, and is a Timmy, and that doesn't understand roles, nah, brother, nerf Paladin more. I'm all for it. Fucking delete it from the game. No, don't do that. But almost, by making him super weak. Exemplified, when are you going to be playing Paladin? You know what I'm saying? You can't beat him, join him. You know what I'm saying? I missed the Warriors 0 to Heroes. Those were fun. We did Paladin 0 to Heroes as well. What's up, QC? How you doing, man? Ooh, a priest? You drank stamina pot? Oh, he is lucky he absorbed that shit. My friend. Do. Hey, pero mira esto! His name's Cojones. Jeez. I'd probably start making content in the game as well on my YouTube, yes, but I'll make a spreadsheet on how balanced it is for y'all. Yes, brother. You should. Motherfuckers, where are the best hunters making content? Where are the best priests? Well, the best priests and the best hunters are trying not to get their class nerfed, so they stop streaming. Al español, I understand it, and I can speak like baby words. I'm Cuban. My family makes fun of me because I don't speak it that well. My friend? My friend? Oh, oh, oh. Isso, cuidou. What's CBA? And make content shitter? What's CBA? What's CBA? Google, what's CBA? Can't be arsed. Can be asked? Okay. Can be arsed and know to want to do content? Yes, because Motos cheats. Like, he's not going to be able to properly guide people or teach anybody how to play the game when he's used to cheating. I haven't died to a single paladin yet? Jeez. Because the paladins you fought have not been blessed by the light, brother. I break another hammer nerf, probably 10 to 20% after that. I think one-hand pally will be healthy. I predicted the prior nerf. And mage CC, so far I've gotten it right. Jeez, you got that crystal balls you're just rubbing all day, huh? I think justice should cap at 50% for shield use, and the last 50% being earned through attacks would be suffice to keep hammer where it is. Holding right click to get these cheese 50% hits is not fun for the other player, in my opinion. Well, have you considered just moving out of the way of that slow ass heavy right click? He's a hunter. Chat, who should win this? The hunter, press 1. The paladin, press 2. Oh! Yeah, that was so close. Come on. Okay, he's running. Yeah, you saw that was at full justice. Oof. Oh, I didn't even see that trap. Nice. No way. Nice, knock him down. Knock him down. Jeez! Big spears, brother. Good duel. What game is this? This game is called Eldegard. It's a MMO extraction type of game, and right now I'm playing arenas. The comfort of walking away when you like without having the feeling of sticking your front of the screen is valid. Oh, sorry, you were talking Modus. I lack context. Oh, shit. Kinda messed up, you're being mean. My friend? Oh, knock him down. He's ran out of stamina again? Oh, that was me that ran out of stamina. Oh. By the light, guide my hammer. Oh, never mind. I pulled it back instead of throwing it? That's unfortunate. Take it. Big spear. Nice. Oh my god, he dodged and it went through him. God, my hammer. Oh. Come on, baby. Where you going? Pull my hammer. No way. Oh, nice vault. Oh, big gravity. Dodge. Dodge again. Oh, he takes it. Brother. Oh, that almost got you. Big spear before you jumped. Knock him down. Come on, damn it. He's being a son of a bitch. Come on, he's being a son of a bitch. Stop running! Stop running! Come here! Come on, damn it. He's being a son of a bitch, Chet. He's being a son of a bitch, Chet. Take that. Take it. Nice vault. I would have missed it anyways. Fuck! My friend! Stop resisting. This is getting ridiculous. Brother. My friend! That's a good hunter. Fuck this hunter. Don't tell Biz now he's good. He's gonna make his ego get too big. Brother. You're lucky my aim's dog shit. Nice, don't let him take it, don't let him take it, don't let him take it. Don't let him take it, don't let him take it. He took it. Fuck! Dodge. Guide my hammer. You're lucky. Tad, somebody in here's a doubter. Somebody in here's a doubter. You're making me miss my spot. You're making me miss my spears. Lock the fuck in. You gotta believe. Lock in, Chad, right here. Nope. Okay. It was close though. He's going down below. Let him be consumed by darkness. He will be consumed, Jet. What the fuck? Is he not being consumed down there? Hello? Bro, where the fuck are you, Biz Ounce? Bro left. I would have ended the game already if you left. Up high? Brother, you know I'm gonna win this, right? Because I won last round, didn't I? I don't know where the fuck you're at. He left? No, he was talking. He was in the game. I don't know what that was about. Alright, dab check. Okay, you have to hold the spear and catch where they evade. I land my spears better when I throw it with reflection, like with my reflexes. I've noticed a lot of times where I hold my spear, I'll like think about it too much and I'll fuck up my aim. I've landed most of my spears with just, you know, just reflexes. Ahora sí. You must throw with faith and reflex. 100%, brother. When our thoughts get involved, it distracts us. We must have faith and silence in our thoughts so we can properly hear the light speak to us, brother. If one thinks they doubt, one must never doubt the light. True. Jeez, Beans on his path. Jeez, Beans on the journey on his path, walking towards the light right now. My friend! Future Spirit now travels 25% slower. That's fine. That just means I have to adjust my aim. And you think the spear travels fast? You honestly think that travels fast? You know how easy it is to dodge the spear by just walking left to right? You're joking, right? But you know what? Sure, nerf it further. But even if they do nerf the paladin to the ground, you're still gonna complain about it. Are you losing the paladins often? I got faith in the light. Well, if you have faith in the light, I assume you're playing Paladin, right? Are you playing Paladin Exemplified? You know, Fishes doesn't even play Paladin. I'm surprised he's defending it. I got faith in your light. Wait, what? A little suspicious. What do you mean by that? My light? Hold on. My light dressing? Calm down. Oh, broke his block pips. GG's. In this game, movement is king. Well, as long as you don't get hit and your HP doesn't hit 0, that's king right there. You know what I'm saying? The goal in this game is to kill your opponent, but you are someone else's opponent, which means they're going to try to kill you, which means whoever gets their HP to 0 first loses. But in this game, it's not like a World of Warcraft where the only way to survive is by playing a better class or playing with a class with better gear, or by knowing exactly how the class is playing, because every fucking fight would play out the same way at the top 1%. This game requires you to dodge, requires you to aim, requires you to know combos, and actually be able and have reactions, a quick reaction time. Not every fight, not every person, you're never gonna have the same fight that happens exactly the same. They may be similar, but they're never gonna be exactly the same. The environment also takes place, or like, you know, it's important. I don't know, there's a lot more involvement when considering skill in this game. What is this game that is using World of Warcraft Arena loadout? This game is called Eldegard, and it's a MMO extraction type of game. Right now I'm playing the first arena they made, and this is the dev team that's working on this game. A lot of them are from World of Warcraft with like 15 years of experience. So they wanted to remake one of their favorite arenas, but up to date, upgraded. And I would argue they nailed it. Like, this arena is so sick, way better than the original. Like, you got, you know, all the detail with the blood on the bridge and all that shit. Like, it's way better than the original. Oh, shit. This is Rakan? Who the fuck is this? Bizance? Brother, we're back to where we were. Fuck! Stop! Where's he going? Brother, this is so obnoxious. Brother. This has to be Rakan. I just canceled my sprint attack? What the fuck? What's my ping? It says 30 ping. This is incredibly... Rakan, this is you. You're a son of a bitch. I hope you know that. You're... almost stand out there. I don't know if that was. I don't know if this is Rakan. Fuck! This is so obnoxious. And he has the goal to say his class is weak. Get your ass down, pussy. Okay, alright. Touche. I try to dodge. Jesus Christ. So unfun, to be real with you. It's so unfun. Perfect fucking timing, pussy. Do it again. You're just gonna try to slow me down with the decay. Sit the fuck down! Pull my hammer. Damn. I didn't. That's not where I was trying to aim. I just wanted to aim on the other side, but I hit the fucking wall. Dodge. Brother, I fucking hate him so much. For the love of God. What do you mean he's out of arrows? He stops because he's out of special arrows. He 100% could have killed me. He wasn't using his special arrows to kill me. He didn't need his fucking frost arrow. He didn't need his fucking poison arrow. He didn't need his fucking, what the fuck other one was? The fire arrow. He was killing me with his fucking lightning arrow the whole time. This is why I can't have a conversation with him, because he's incredibly disingenuous. Yeah, now he's saying the reason why is because of fucking endless seals. What a pussy. God, I fucking hate talking to him. Every time they nerf Hunter, he always cries and bitches and complains. And when someone says they need to nerf this, he says, nah, I might as well delete that class. God, he's such a fucking pussy. Interesting. I just saw a pattern you just did. 2,000 hours fighting him, but for 1,000 of those hours, I didn't realize this before. Interesting. For the love of God. This is the only hunter I struggle with in the game. Exemplified. So if we're using this as an argument as to why Paladin is poorly designed or who the fuck said that, you're stupid. This is the only hunter who does this to me in the game. And there's also, surprisingly, people accuse him of cheating. Is he cheating? I don't fucking know. But holy shit. No class, no person comes close to the amount of oppressiveness he can do. But still, even with how good he performs, he just loves to bitch and complain. You're such a fucking pussy, Rakan. God, I fucking hate fighting him. I wouldn't mind fighting him if he was just honest about his fucking class. But he can never be honest about his own fucking class. Rakan, can you hear me? I just feel like no matter where I hide, what pillar I get behind, he just knows where I'm at all times. Like, he just knows what part of the pillar I'm behind. Like, he just always fucking knows. I'm over it. Oh, I didn't notice the thing was down there. And then he says, kill yourself. He loves to say, kill yourself. Does Rakan play on camera ever? No, he never plays with his camera on. He turned off, he deleted his Twitch account when there was accusations of him cheating. Of a coinkydink. Out of nowhere, coincidence. And he, the day he deleted his shit was the day we him and I having a conversation, and he chose to say that he deleted his Twitch so that he could say gamer words without being judged, which I don't believe that's the reason why he did it. It was very suspicious that he deleted his Twitch account right around the time there was accusations and supposed evidence of him cheating. And through the history of me playing this fucking game with him bitching and complaining how weak his class is pisses me off. Like, he's such a pussy to complain all the fucking time. And to be a pussy, to say, oh, I want to say my gamer words just without being judged, and then deleting your account for that, you're a pussy. Like, holy shit. And then constantly telling me to kill myself. You're a pussy. Like, holy shit. I hope he did. I hope they delete his account from the game. I hope they ban his ass. Because holy shit, it's obnoxious. His behavior, the way he plays, the accusations of him cheating, just in general, I just hope he gets fucking deleted from the game. It's so obnoxious. Every fucking day he's telling me to kill myself. Every fucking day. If I was fucked up mentally, wouldn't you think that would be pushing me over the edge? Like, I hope his account gets deleted from the game. Such a piece of shit human being. Dab check. God, I fucking hope Rakan heard all that. For the love of God. Absolute fucking pussy. Girl sits in the coping machine all day about Paladin being balanced. Zentrified. If you look through the Paladin Discord, you're gonna see in that Discord nothing but complaints about how shit the class is. Okay. The common consensus in the community is that Paladin is weaker than most classes because Paladins are getting deleted by most classes. Most Paladins lose to most classes. Now, if you want to get the Paladin nerfed, I'd recommend you leave a feedback post. You leave them your reasoning. I would recommend you be as accurate and as literal as possible. Shit, bring some numbers involved to prove what you claim to be true, and nerf the Paladin more. I don't give a shit. Like, who cares if Fishes says the class isn't or is overpowered? Everyone has their opinions. If you believe it is overpowered, then prove why they're overpowered and try to get them nerfed on the feedback post if you have the energy. If not, then play fucking Paladin, become one. Damn it. Nice. You're in blues, that's why I was hitting you so hard? Yeah, I'm in full legendaries. Do. Warrior is still my favorite class, in the, even though everyone's opinion is that it's dog water. Warrior is not dog water. I have 1,600 hours on Warrior. I got a lot of things nerfed for Warrior over my duration of Warrior, and even in the end, even on the PTR, I was killing all the Paladins on the PTR. Warrior is absolutely a very strong class. It's just a skill issue. A lot of these individuals who are complaining about their class are complaining because they were using Mason Shield as their main weapon, as their offensive and defensive weapon, and now that they nerfed the offensive part of the weapon down and a little bit of the defensive weapon, forcing them to have to weapon swap, these individuals are upset. But they have to weapon swap to like normal. They can't use a weapon swap animation cancel or other forms of exploitation to make the war successful. These are individuals who are relying on the cheese to find success, and now that it's nerfed, they're upset about it. Warrior 100% is still good. My opinion, Paladin is good, but it's not overpowered. But I don't give a fuck if they nerf the Paladin more. Nerf it to the ground, because from my perspective, it's weak. So if they nerf it more, new players and the average player is going to struggle with the Paladin. And if they struggle with it, great. That means I would be the only Paladin walking across the lands, which is beneficial to me. I don't give a fuck if they nerf it. But if you feel like it should be nerfed, then make a post, you know, bring some statistics into it, be as logical as you can possibly, bring numbers into it so you can prove to them this is why it should be nerfed. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's different angles you could probably approach it to phase your shit, to frame your shit to be accurate to get a nerf. Like, I don't give a damn. This game isn't like World of Warcraft, where if they nerf the paladin class, they nerf the judgment or divine storm or some shit by 20%, or the damage by 20%, that paladins are just going to be dog shit, because if you look at the Warcraft logs, paladins are just going to be in the bottom of the DPS meters compared to every class. So you're not going to be invited to rage, no matter how good you are, no matter what gear you're wearing, no matter how perfect you did your rotation, you're going to be still on the bottom of the rotation, on the bottom of the DPS meters. Right? This isn't like that game. This game, you could be the worst class, but just because you know how to dodge, just because you know how to aim, just because you know the combos, you're still going to be able to make any class, anything viable. Like, I don't give a fuck. GG's. I can't kill you. Oh, there we go. We're calling on your skin now and you're receiving comments like they're trying to offend you. Chill. No, it's just the same individuals from the beginning. I've seen you on your warrior vids and old vids, and you were never as impressive on your paladins. I don't think it's a skill issue. Oh, well, I mean, that's your opinion. I don't know how long you watch my videos, or my warrior videos, but the ones you see on YouTube was when was my first 3 months. And the one of the Twitch VODs, like, you can go to my Twitch VODs and see the warrior gameplay. The last month of the Twitch VODs, I would say, when we see the VODs, you'll see that I wasn't giving a shit. We unbounded the weapon swap for warrior because I was using that paladin was already released on the PTR, and I was building the muscle memory for PTR, which we've already stated this in all those videos. But again, like, I don't care what your opinion or what your perspective is. I know for a fact that if I was playing on my warrior, I could kill any paladin playing the game. 100%. The warrior has 3 different ways to break all of my block pips. He has an enrage on all of his attacks, giving him a 10% in a damage increase, a 10% health bubble. I don't understand, you know, the perspective of it. What class do you play, Exetrified? And why aren't you playing Paladin? You playing a rogue? Do you struggle with warriors or do you struggle with paladins? I'd imagine you struggle with warrior because they got frenzy and they can break out of your roots so you can't get a cheap shot off, at least in the top 1%. Or do you struggle with both? Mostly play Scorpion Tail? Oh, so you don't struggle with, you probably struggle with Paladin then. Yeah, Warrior shits on Scorpion Tail. GG's. I won't say Warrior shits on Scorpion Tail unless they're using the axe and they do the heavy attack. But they can still make mistakes easy. Paladin's gonna have a higher success chance than Warrior, I'd say, because if they just hide behind their block pips, you're just gonna give them full justice as a Scorpion Tail. But, you know, Warrior's still gonna counter a Scorpion Tail pretty well. But I can see why you think Paladin's overpowered if you're playing Scorpion Tail. If you play Dagger Rogue, you probably won't think Paladin's overpowered because you're just gonna double dodge, cheap shot, backstab them 3 times and you proc their cheat death and the 4th time they're dead. Like a 40-second fight. Damn it. Oh, why'd I drink that? I don't know why I thought I was low. Find him. Got his frenzy. He stammed out, got no frenzy, he's got his axe out. He's basically GG's. Good doing. Who tells what I was using 1.0? Then I became one of the one with the light. I was still booty cheeks. Jeez, you playing the paladin main now, brother. Jeez. Scorpion tail for the warrior involves weapon swap, in my opinion. Well, I feel like every fight with a warrior, or most fights, would need the weapon swap. At least it'd be nice. But you can still kill him with only one weapon. At least it depends on the weapon. Damn, light bless you. Jeez. May the light bless us all, brother. How can my favorite streamer for this game? Don't think he ain't. We just collide on opinions, but at least we are honest. And as some who just want bullshit. Nah, fuck you. You can't have an opinion opposite of mine. Can someone ban that guy, please? Just sick and tired of it. But all I gotta say is I miss Season Discovery, dude. I got guild first, Ashbringer, and I wish I could go back and pump. I'm not too excited about Season Discovery. If they were release a Season Discovery fresh, I wouldn't really be interested in it at all. This game's combat is far more impressive to me, in my opinion. And Season Discovery, we already know how the end game is going to be. So if you're not playing a paladin, warrior, shaman, then what are you doing? And with how they handled the ending of Season Discovery, just reminds me that I just don't want to invest time with their game again, unless for its Classic Plus, because that's, something new. But I've already done Season Discovery. Jeez. I'm banned from Major on the stream. Oof. What'd you do? I don't want to give Blizzard $15 a month, which would be $180 a year to play a game that I've already played in the past. In this context, Season Discovery, I wouldn't want to do it again, even though it would last 1 year. $180 to play Season Discovery, no thanks. Right now, they just released the Burning Crusade fresh. $180 to play the Burning Crusade again, no thanks. If they do a Wrath of Lich King, it's gonna be $180 to play Wrath of Lich King again, no thanks. That's crazy work. This game that I'm playing right now, over the last year, I put 2,000 hours in, and I spent $25. Well, technically, I spent $40 because I upgraded it, 45 or whatever it is for the God Tier pack. Don't want to throw our money at them, but you don't have to do that. It's $25 and you have access to the entire game. Oh, he would have knocked me down if he was there. Good duel. Other than Shaman, you're the only person for this game that I will ever watch voice gameplay at all. Jeez. Appreciate you. I wish World of Warcraft was good, man. I was top 5 on the ladder in Legion for a bit in North America. I wish World of Warcraft was good as well. If it was good, I would have never left. But the thing is, The game started because it was created by gamers for gamers. Okay. Nowadays, the game continues to live on, not by gamers for gamers, but by corporate individuals for gamers. You know what I'm saying? So these individuals, they don't even play games, their kids play games, and their goal is just profit. So they try to come up with all this manipulative, predatory type shit to just try to take more money for the player base, but they also want to spend as least amount of profit or as least amount of money as possible to continue to develop the game. So they cut corners, they no longer have customer support, they remove things, like they remove devs and have less individuals working in the game, they release old content. Like they do all this just so they can save money while also making more money than the previous, year by like predatory shit. And I think, the company has grown too much where it's no longer about us, like the business and the name is already there, that it's going to be around for a long time so long as there's individuals willing to eat the shit. But they're going to continue to do it, or unless there's like legislation or some shit forcing them to change, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. It just doesn't even feel like the passion's there. Like Season of Discovery was the straw that broke the camel's back, After playing World of Warcraft for 20 years, it was, and I stopped playing retail, went to Final Fantasy for like a year or whatever, came back to play hardcore WoW. Season of Discovery was announced, so I went to play Season of Discovery. So I basically just came back to playing WoW again. So like towards the end of World of Warcraft, it reminded me of how all the previous expansions has been. Because so many players were saying that the game was incredible. It was the best expansion that they've had, or best version of World of Warcraft in many years. But even though a lot of players said this, the devs or the company basically still said they don't give a shit. They would rather shut down the server or continuing progressing it at all. They didn't shut down the servers, I don't think, but they just stopped doing entirely just development for it at all, without testing or anything, and basically just ending the game. And it was a bad look. They didn't give a shit, GGs. They didn't give a shit. The majority of the player base that played Season of Discovery enjoyed Season of Discovery. Like, they just rather shut it down and not waste the money or whatever to continue to develop Season of Discovery, which is stupid because they could have used Season of Discovery as a PTR, a giant PTR where they implement changes or things that could be done or tested in Classic Plus. But instead of them doing that, they just shut down the servers, and now we have to just trust their word that they're gonna know how to do Classic Plus, that they're gonna nail it. And from the past 20 years, they haven't nailed it. Every single expansion, the game has changed dramatically. Your class has changed dramatically from one expansion to the next. It's like World of Warcraft has just been a 20-year PTR or beta because they don't know what the fuck they want to do with their game. We know it's an MMO, but every expansion just changes the game entirely. And then you're constantly just re-leveling up to max. You're re-grinding the gear. You're re-grinding for shit that's no longer to be in the game, like an artifact necklace or fucking reforging and shit. It's just constantly changing. I don't know. It's just a lot of money. They're paying it. We have to pay $60 for the expansion pack. Sometimes $100 if you want to get like the deluxe edition or whatever the fuck it is. Then $15 a month. It's just so much money to play this game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not willing to invest anymore. I don't think they're worth my time. I don't think they're worth my money. Like if we're not even talking about the company in itself, let's say the Blizzard was an incredible company, right? Let's just say Blizzard was just great, just amazing. I wouldn't be enjoying World of Warcraft as it is today because I'm not a fan of the combat anymore in TBC or Wrath of the Lich King or retail World of Warcraft or classic World of Warcraft. Like it's the tab target, this class defeats that class defeats this class, gear as the priority, all this type of shit. I'm not interested in this being the skill ceiling. Right, I prefer this game where it's more reaction based. If you needing quicker reaction times, okay, knowing how to aim, okay, the fact that if you need to dodge, but if you dodge too much, you stand out and you're basically GG. So you're juggling different resources, the different combinations of gear and weapons and skills that you can have per class. So like, even if people were playing on the same class, those two classes would be playing differently. And even if those two people were wearing the same class, the same gear, the same weapon, the same skills, their play styles would still be completely different. It's not like World of Warcraft where you can literally just Google or search what your rotation should be versus a rogue, versus a druid, versus a paladin, versus an NPC in a raid. Like, I just don't fuck with the skill ceiling in World of Warcraft anymore. And if Blizzard was able to grow enough to do this thing called BlizzCon, or the BlizzCon tournaments, and have these individuals do tournaments and individuals watch these things, then 100% this game will be able to get to that point, because the combat in this, in my opinion, is far more intriguing, far more interesting. There's not so much shit on your screen. It's very easy to follow and understand what's going on. The graphics is a lot better. Like, I don't know. Like, the combat is just way better in this game. Like, I have no intention to go back to World of Warcraft, even if Blizzard wasn't a piece of shit company. I will be trying Classic Plus though, just to see, you know, if it's actually what they plan on doing, because, you know, basically like a closure type thing of how they treat a season discovery. But my bar is so high that I don't see it being good. I just don't see myself playing it for long at all. But if it's a good game, you know, I wouldn't mark. I'll eat my words. I just don't see it possible. Yeah, my hammer's on cooldown. I'm trying to throw my hammer for like 6 seconds. Should probably looked. GG's. How do you like Pally? I love Pally. Yeah, I would say they did Pally very good. I'm enjoying it. The only thing is, the hammer is lacking mobility, but Paladin's still missing a third armor set, and they're still missing a third weapon. So the third armor set could be the mobility build that we need, but we don't really know. But as it stands right now, I'm enjoying the class at all. It's got a lot of drip, the highest drip in the game for one. You can heal, you can bubble, you can slow people down. The coolest things about the class is my hammer that I can throw and bring it back to me. The spear was already one of my favorite parts about Warrior, and the fact that I have unlimited spears now is incredible, and it's got a lightning effect to it. Like, I really enjoy the Paladin. But some individuals who don't play the Paladin argue that the class is poorly designed, which is, how could you even say that if you don't even play the class or even enjoy the class? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I enjoy the class a lot. I don't think it's poorly designed at all. It just feels like it's not finished yet. We're still missing a third armor set and a third weapon. And the parts that we're weak on, they could put it on there. But I would not say that the class is poorly designed, by no means. It's like going to a restaurant, ordering a filet mignon, and you were given Wagyu or some other delicious steak. And you were like, what the fuck is this? This isn't what I asked for. And you're eating it as you're telling the server. And you're like licking your fingers as you do it. And you're like, this isn't what I asked for. It's not what I wanted. But it's still a good fucking steak. You know what I'm saying? Like, it may not be the steak you're enjoying. Like, I'm not going to complain. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how they were going to make the Paladin. I just told the server, hey, let me just get a good steak. I don't know which steak, just one of your good steaks. And then they bring out filet mignon, and I'm like, nah, but I thought it was gonna be Wagyu. GG's. When I used to describe World of Warcraft after Wrath of the Lich King, it would be watered down. I would say the passion has definitely withered away since after Wrath of the Lich King. When Cataclysm came out, I remember having this conversation with my brother where I told him that Deathwing didn't only destroy Azeroth, the world that we knew, the world that I grew up with, and the world that he got in, because he started playing Wrath of the Lich King. And I told him, like, you know, but he also, you know, leveled up in class, you know, in the, you know, the classic scenery or whatever. Like, he got to 70, obviously, or 80. But I was telling him, like, that Deathwing didn't only destroy Azeroth, the world that we grew up in. Deathwing destroyed the game. Like, it was Cataclysm, and from that point on, it's where they completely changed the direction of where they were going down. They changed the numbers and the gears significantly. They added and changed, or sorry, they changed a lot of how the classes were played and the resources that they used. Deathwing literally destroyed the world because he was a big-ass dragon flying around. Like, they just completely, and around this time, we were hearing things about devs and individuals who were being laid off and stepping down, which was fucked. But, you know, it's sad to see the direction of where World of Warcraft went. And now if you try to play World of Warcraft for free, like at a private server, because it's a 20-year-old game at this point, they shut down your game. But still, if I wasn't content creator, I would still be playing this private servers, because right now, World of Warcraft makes their own private server, basically, where they will make TBC a Wrath of the Lich King, and now TBC's a 1-year experience, and then they're basically gonna not shut it down, but it's basically just gonna die on its own. No more updates, no more anything. But they're also gonna, I believe it's gonna turn into Wrath of the Lich King down the road as well. So it's basically your content is being deleted or becoming irrelevant, but you're still paying $15 a month per month for a whole year and shit. Whereas a private server, you can play the game for free for a year, and then here comes Blizzard shutting down your server, and then boom, you got your 1-year experience, but without spending $180. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I wasn't a content creator, I'd be playing private server World of Warcraft 100%. I'd be playing Turtle WoW or Project Ascension. He disconnected. I thought that was me that disconnected. Do you see that, chat? Oh. That's the guy with the pullback. Whoop, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, but it worked in our favor. Oh, you stand up. Nope. Have you seen the Private Server Ascension? I haven't seen it. I've just heard good things about it. I might have seen it, but I've never played it or whatever. But I've seen a lot more gameplay of Turtle WoW. It has this wild card move where you level up and you spin the wheel. And you're able to pick between 3 random abilities in the game. You basically create your own class using all classes. Too bad they don't try ideas like this ever. They don't take risks often. Well, Blizzard definitely takes risks, just in not the way you think. I spent loves to promote classic TBC for the night of time. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I saw one of his videos where he was sponsored to promote World of Warcraft TBC recently. So I don't really know, but he's, you know, like if he was a fan of World of Warcraft, why did he stop playing for so long? You know what I'm saying? But I think he's just having a nostalgic moment. But content creators who, you know, grow their channel through World of Warcraft are always gonna jerk it off. Right? These are individuals who get paid by thousands of individuals to stream the game and play the game and all that shit. So even though it doesn't benefit us, it benefits them, and it's definitely an incentive for them. But for the average person, like, why the fuck are we going to spend $180 a year to play a game that's 20 years old? 19 years old for TBC's case. It just doesn't make sense. You juice? Sending the messages as a marketing genie that they can re-release the old game and print money and not the current game. It's irritating. Yeah, it is irritating, but there's not really much we can do except, try to be the voice for the other side, I guess. Like, even though I'm a content creator, I see myself as a normal individual. Like, I still have both my jobs. My last weekend is at my dispensary job is next Saturday. I'm hoping I can get that off. But this weekend technically could possibly be my last weekend at my second job, so I can focus more on content creation and streaming. But I still see myself as an average normal person, right? I don't understand the logic of just focusing on, you know, like playing a game that you don't enjoy for your sanity. Because I don't know if Sven enjoys the game, the World of Warcraft. I don't enjoy World of Warcraft. And as my channel was growing with World of Warcraft, I felt like I was in a depressive state, to be real with you. I was happy that my channel was growing, but I was sad that it was growing in World of Warcraft. Right? Out of all the content I made content for Final Fantasy 14. I wanted that shit to grow in Final Fantasy 14. That shit was pretty good. That was a pretty good game. But, you know, the PvP cut was kind of shit. The PvE was nice. I would rather have it in Tarkov or whatever. But it blew up with World of Warcraft. And after 20 years of playing Paladin and shit, and I just didn't want to continue to grow my channel playing World of Warcraft. I just don't see myself playing that game forever. I might play it in years from now. I might play it again when I'm an old man. I just can't see myself playing that as a job or as a business because I don't fuck with the company. Right? I would like to be able to do cool stuff, like meet with the individuals who work in the game, or, you know, receive like a gift for following the game for a long time or some shit, like these things that the other content creators have done. That's cool, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to do that with Blizzard. I just don't fuck with the company. I don't fuck with the game, like at least the game in their hands. Like, I just don't fuck with them at all. The fact that these individuals were accused of like drinking somebody else's breast milk at the fucking at the job site. You know, we have all these gold sellers and bots and cheaters and these sexual harassment allegations, and there's just so much shit. I just can't see myself, you know, just ever investing time. And I wouldn't want to make a business attached to that, because hypothetically, what if Blizzard continues to go down? Because Blizzard, in my opinion, is on a downward trajectory. And if I were to grow a channel with Blizzard or World of Warcraft as a priority, whenever the fuck they shut down, or whenever the fuck they, you know, continue to leave dog shit content, I'm gonna be stressed out to play this shit game. But I gotta play it because my viewers want to see it. It's what my channel's grown on, or like grew up on. Like I just didn't want to put myself in that position. I'm saying it's a lot easier to correct yourself when you're in the beginning like this, but once you're at a certain point, it's too late. GG's.
One hit.
What's up, Xenic? I just wish it was all in one payment to play any expansion, any version or realm. Well, it's all under one payment, technically. $15 a month, and you can pay. That's how they get you. They say you can just pay $15 a month and you can play retail World of Warcraft, TBC, Classic, WoW, Hardcore, WoW, Wrath of the Lich King, WoW, Cataclysm, World of Warcraft. They give you all this shit for $15, but in reality, the majority of the players only play one version of the game. So they're spending $15 a month for $180 a year to play a game that's 19 years old, 20 years in some cases, without any changes or proper updates or balance changes, or just the same shit over and over again, is stupid. And it just feels like a scam. It should be $15 a month to have access to retail World of Warcraft and have access to the expansions, whatever, to the, you know, the retail. GG's. But, you know, and the classic World of Warcraft, TVC, all this shit should be free, but it should be on their servers. And then they can sell us tokens and fucking level boosts and mounts and all this fucking shit if they wanted to, right? If they wanted to, they could sell this shit. But the fact that they're selling this shit anyways and still charging us $15 a month is crazy work to me. But at the end of the day, it would be fine if this $15 a month went back to the game in the form of removing the bots, removing the cheaters, removing the gold sellers, and we all know for the fact, if all of us who play World of Warcraft, we all know for a fact that that's not the case. Like, these motherfuckers still run rampant in all versions of World of Warcraft. So where does the money go? Like, I just don't want to be scammed, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want Blizzard to stick their finger in my ass anymore, you know what I'm saying? 20 years ago, if you asked me to describe what I think World of Warcraft would look like, I would be describing this game. Now the combat or the extraction version of it may be different, obviously, because it's not an MMO per se, but at the very least, the graphics is what I would be envisioning. But looking at the retail graphics today, comparing to how it was in Classic WoW, looks like they almost went backwards. Like, the game being released 20 years ago and looking how the Classic WoW looks today is incredibly impressive for the game being 20 years ago. You would think if they were continuing that momentum, the game would look like this, basically. But that's not the case. Nice, we're knocking him down. Oh shit. Good do. Does Pally have wound resistance? Yes. Every class has wound or wound resistance? No, I don't know, sorry. Every class has wound or gets wound. I don't know if we have wound resist as a flat amount. What are the odds they do a World of Warcraft 2, you think? Very high. What are the odds it's going to be good or an actual new version of the game, like a World of Warcraft 2? Very slim. I imagine it's just going to be a reset of the game, like basically a fresh World of Warcraft where all the mounts and everything, and like everyone starts basically fresh, like a new World of Warcraft 2. But it's going to be the same game, but just another expansion type of shit. Like, I don't imagine it's going to be a futuristic, finally, the next version of World of Warcraft that's just better than the previous one. The guys who built Classic WoW were people who wanted to play it. The people building World of Warcraft for the last 15 years that people are building for profits, 100%. These, like, most of them don't even play their game. PvP was an afterthought to them, which is why World of Warcraft sucks. Which, by the way, the PvP was the primary goal in this game, which is why I'm addicted to it. The PvP is so good in this game, but now the PvE is going to be an afterthought. And I feel like PvE in World of Warcraft right now is still kind of dog shit, and a lot of people enjoy it. People like PvE in all sorts of games. But I imagine it's a lot easier to do PvE than it is to balance or do PvP. Fuck. Nice. Try to block that. Try to block that as well. Oh, nice. Big combo. Good deal. Like you watch games play their, you watch devs play their games, and they're god awful, and it's at it because they don't actually play. It's saddening. Well, that's true to an extent. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they're like the devs, a lot of the times are spending their time working on the game and just building it. They're not necessarily spending a lot of the time, like playing it per se. But there are devs who don't play the game at all, whereas some do play the game. They just, you know, they're just not able to play it as much as a sweat. Like, they're not going to be good players just because they're devs at the game. You know what I'm saying? But at the very least, I would hope that they play the game. But oftentimes, they, like in World of Warcraft's case, they don't. They just do things like transmog farming or probably now something with the house. Shit. Oh, he blinded him.
Oh my god.
Jeez, good deal. It would be sick if this game gets to the point they're holding esports tourney for it. I feel like, you know, not a dream come true wouldn't be the proper phrasing, but you get the idea. It would be, you know, it would be something that would be incredible, something that I would look forward to, and something that I wish that would happen, because I feel like the combat in this is incredible. When I'm at work, I'm seeing myself looking up old Elderguard videos or Legacy Steel and Sorcery videos of PvP and just watching the PvP. Like, the PvP is just, it's very interesting to watch, and seeing the reaction times and the combos and the, like, you know, it's just very neat. It's just very nice. It just has, you know, some individuals won't like that it's got a very high skill ceiling. But I love that as a competitive individual. Streamers make World of Warcraft Classic look fun because they have help from many individuals that play the game. But an average person like me would have a shit time in Classic because the grind sucks when you are facing nothing but sweats on Classic. Well, that's probably part of it, yeah. Dark Age of Camelot is a perfect example of an MMO. You had a skill tree. I never really played Dark Age of Camelot. You had a skill tree only accessible through PvP experience. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about content being gatekept, and you can only achieve it if you play PvP. In the form of, like, you know, talents in that form. But, like, if it's cosmetic or something that doesn't, you know, actually change a player, like, you know, that's fine. Looking forward to an eventual summoner class. Yeah, summoner class would be kind of nutty. I'm hoping the first summoner class would be like a Death Knight, a plate wearer with a two-headed sword that summons undead. It won't be a big two-headed sword. It would be like a smaller two-headed sword, like a quicker weapon. So their damage isn't necessarily from the paladin or the Death Knight itself, but from, like, the undead and the disease and necrotic shit that it does. Oh my god. Hold on. This fucking... sorry, the stupid Acrobat Reader update shit popped on my screen. You ready? Yeah. Stop. Shit. Oh, nice. Oh my god. Well, that's just rude. By the light, guide my hammer. Oh, he's left. Nice, you blocked it. Oh! 68 health. Good deal. 68 health. Holy shit. Holy shit. Can you imagine, like, witches, enchanters, maybe even some crossbows? I imagine that shit coming to the game. Some crossbow action. I thought the axe heavy was supposed to be guaranteed. He didn't hold the chain to the full duration. It's similar to how you need a rank for PvP trinket, but it's a usability point. But it's a usability point is you spend 3 years leveling your character up in PvP. You didn't notice the grind because you were doing the end game. Well, side note, it would be cool if they add a PvP trinket. Or trinkets in general into the game. He's got full penitence on him. Okay. Damn, I did it too late. He's hurting. He's hurting. I should have hit him. I had time to hit him. Come on.
No!
Jeez. 102. Good deal. See, chat? Warrior's just fun. For those who don't know, that's Bo up right there. That's the #1 warrior. Literally. Like, you know, he's even on the leaderboards. Let me see. Is he number 4 still? Does he even play the game, though? What happened to my shit? Oh, there we go. Oh, he's number 2 now? Nah, that's crazy work. Nah, that's crazy work. Modus Monster doesn't even play when we play, so I'm convinced he's using a friend. That's crazy work. Oh, that was it for the 1v1s? Nani? Well, I guess we're doing some crypt action. Oh, but wait, I want to craft some GSKs. gargoyle dust. So I can't. There's no gargoyles in crypts. Mark, what's your thoughts on Risk being able to rejoin in time to fight the team that beat you? Should be allowed or not? Kind of cheese. What's your thoughts on Risk being able to rejoin in time to fight the team that beat you? Well, that's fucked. You shouldn't be able to do that. But it's probably going to happen now with, you know, since the game doesn't have a lot of players. But once the game has players, that wouldn't happen. They had beaches for low levels, so you didn't get gate kept? In which game? I can't wait till this game gets Battlegrounds. Oh, she curved it? That's kind of fucked. Oh shit, I'm just getting hit by all of them. Hello? Beaches would be so sick. Yeah, like a 10 versus 10 or like a 6 versus 6 or something. I would like to do a capture the flag. That's the one I'm really excited about. They said that they're going to be doing, or sorry, not a capture the flag, King of the Hill. They said they're going to be doing a capture the flag. That one's, you know, it's a classic. It's all right. You can't really go wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But a King of the Hill, I imagine that's going to be like a 1v1v1v1 type of thing. You know when they finally releases the console PS5, Xbox, this game will be so much bigger? Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm trying to follow the logic, okay? I'm trying to logically follow the steps of what the company's doing, right? Because, like, I don't work with the company, and none of us know. But I'm enjoying the game, but, you know, sometimes the decisions are not aligned with what the players want. Like, we want marketing now. We want players in the game now. But maybe the devs or the CEOs of the company doesn't want this yet, you know? And if I was to follow the path or follow the logical route, the reason being would be because they're waiting for a big push. You know, they're trying to line up all the stars, which is the console release, comboed with Steam sale free weekend, comboed with the launch of the new map. Comboed with a bunch of UI fixes and quality of life fixes and shit. See you, KG. Have a good night, brother. Come here. Fuck. Nice. As far as marketing with 1.0, well, they did do some marketing, just not the level that we've all wanted. Like they got the video promoted, the IGN was promoting the video. They got those like some content creators that were streaming the game that were smaller though. They gave away a bunch of keys and whatnot. They did the Twitch drops. They did some version of marketing. That's just not as much as we all had hoped. But you know, if I was, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know exactly the reasoning behind it, but if I was to follow the logic behind it, then they're probably waiting for something bigger. Right, because if looking back, hindsight, if they marketed the game like a lot, there would have been a lot of upset individuals. Because if you were watching the content creators who were streaming this game on release, the people who were new, they were running around like this, always running around like this, spamming out. But they just reduced this shit by 50%, so that's no longer going to happen. So these individuals are going to have a much better time. And I feel like that was a very important thing. So I'm glad that that's in the game now before the mass marketing push, if they do it, because I would say this was needed. Like, it's a very good change. Wait, what am I doing? Did exactly 0. Okay, if they did exactly 0, then that's probably because if they did exactly 0 and they're still working on the game, that's because they're probably waiting. Because they have one marketing chance. Right? They have one shot to do the mass marketing if they're gonna do mass marketing. So they're probably just making sure that they have all the shit lined up before they do the push. Because the game still needed some improvement, right? And the 1.0, they learned some stuff, and the best thing they did was like the 50% stamina reduction. This is something that a lot of players were complaining about, and he said apparently he said he's going to change the stamina system altogether, which would be interesting to see. Oh, big stuff. They should probably do something better with onboarding, like a better tutorial map or whatever. Like Goldbook being the official tutorial map where it teaches you everything. I will be having a video coming out tomorrow though. My progression guide, in-depth progression guide will be coming out tomorrow. Nice. So we gotta eat dinner. Can you just die already, please? I want to eat. Just die. Thank you. Damn, 3 burial shrouds? Holy shit. Oh, damn, I gotta go get milk. We gotta go run the extract. Was eating chicken wings? No, I got fries, and it's and this is like chopped up steak on rice with onions and ginger and shit. Very good. But we're about to watch some Gordon Ramsay. So chat, if you are on YouTube, consider hanging out over here at twitch.tv/Arcavian. I have to end the stream on YouTube temporarily for the next hour. I'm gonna eat. It's break time. It's lunchtime. But if you still want to hang out, come over here to Twitch. Unfortunately, we can't watch YouTube videos while we're streaming live on YouTube. But with all that said, I will see you in an hour.